no notes needed. No notes needed. I think the notes we've taken are enough. So stated that two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. For every question, for the four rules that we need, and if you guys don't remember the four rules, obviously they're on the board. Side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle. For the four rules that we need 3 marks. And then on the 3 marks, there's always 2 of something. Either 2 angles or 2 sides. Right? There's 2 of something. Unless it's side, 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 that one has the full 3 sides. But like I said, on everything, there's 2 of something. 2 angles or 2 sides. So to help you guys get started, look for what is it that you have 2 of something. Looking at question number 1, do I have 2 angles? Yeah. So let me write 2 A's to begin with, right? 2 angles. Then the third side, the side, is it between the angles or not? Yeah. No. Oh, no. It is not. So if it was, so like this, if it was, I will put the S in between the A's. If it was. But since it's not, I'm not going to put it in between. I'm going to go angle, angle, side. Right? If it was, I would have gone angle, side, angle. I would have put the side in between the angles. Looking at question number 2, I can mark those angles because they're vertical angle 0. Now my question to you, do you have 2 sides or 2 angles? 2 sides. So let me write 2 S's, so 2 sides. Now, is the angle between the sides? Yes. Yes? So let me put the angle between the sides, so we have side, angle, side. Once again, look for what you have 2 of, and then look at the third mark, think if it's in between or not.
What do you mean the third mark?
In this case, the angle. Right, we look for 2 sides. The way we started here, we did 2 sides. The third mark is the angle, so the question was, is the angle between the sides? It is, so that's why we put it right in between. All right, let's take a look at question number 3. We can mark that side because both triangles use it. Now, do you have 2 angles or 2 sides? 2 angles. So let's put 2 A's. Now, is the side between things? No. So don't put it in between them. Put it at the side. And then angle, angle, side is angle. Remember, you need 2 of something. I mean, you need 3 markings, but there's always 2 of something. Let me take a look at question number 4. Let me make this a little smaller. Do you have 2 angles or 2 sides? 2 angles. So let me put 2 A's. Is the side between the angles? It is not, so don't put it in between.
How do you know number 5?
I'm number 5.
How do you know where to start? Like, whether or not to start with
Well, I start with the letter that there's 2 of. Either 2 angles or 2 sides. 2 of. I don't think any of them has 4 marks. Each triangle. Angelo, you said a number. Which one?
Number 5.
5. So looking at number 5, now my question to you is, do I have 2 angles or 2 sides?
2 sides.
2 sides. So let me write 2 S's. Now, is the angle between the sides? Yes, on both triangles. I see on one of them it is, but I see the other one is not. So they're different markings, right? They're marked differently. So because they're marked differently, I'm going to say not congruent.
So if they're marked differently, they're not congruent.
If they're marked differently, they're not
So you
congruent.
have to be careful.
You have to be careful.
Can you just say that?
8. Okay, I was asked for 8 and 6. Let me do 6 just because it's there. Then I'll do 8. I can go and mark those angles. I notice that each triangle only has 2 markings. 2 markings each triangle. But I need 3. So 2 is not enough, so not congruent. Remember, each triangle needs to have 3 markings. How can I tell number 5? They're marked differently. If you notice, the one at the left, the angle is between the sides. But if you notice the one at the right, it's different. because they're marked differently. That's why they're not. All right, now looking at number 8. As a matter of fact, let me only take a look at one picture, and I'm going to zoom it in. I know we can mark these angles in the middle, right, because of vertical angle theorem. But I notice at the very far left, there's 2 markings. It's just because of the size of the triangle, it looks like there's only 1 marking. But technically, what we're marking is the side. You guys see the little slash? We're marking the side, and we're marking the angle. So there are 3 markings on each. Now my question to you, there's 2 of something. Is it 2 angles or 2 sides? 2 angles. So for sure, 2 eighths. Is the side between the angles? No. So let's put it at the side. Remember, when we mean with in between the angles, look at the 2 angles and the side that they make. If the side is between the angles, that side will be marked. But it is not. It's the other side that is marked. Right? We see that the side we're marking is this side, not that side.
I didn't even notice it.
Can you do
Number
number 7?
7. Well, first, Cecilia, did you get it?
No.
No? Okay, before I go to number 7, what I mean between the sides, between the angles, is that let's say I have this triangle here. And obviously it's a different triangle than the one I have there. In order for me to say the side is between the angles, it will have to be this side. So like this, like let's say I have 2 triangles with this marking, like the same marking, I would have said I have 2 angles and the side in between. So angle, side, angle. But notice how the side is in between the angles. If you mark any of the other 2 sides, then it's angle, angle, side.
So the angle is the 2 markings, and then the side is the line.
Remember, the angles are the corners, and the sides are the line segments.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 2 little arcs. By drawing the arc, I'm marking the angle. I will ask for another question. I forgot. 7. Okay. Looking at number 7, I know we can mark the 3rd side because they both use it. So in this case, I have 3 sides. Like 3 sides on each. So I have no angles marked, just sides. Side, side, side is a rule. So side, side, side. 16. All right, looking at number 16, we can mark this angle. Now I see that I don't have any sides. They're all angles. Is angle, angle, angle a rule?
No.
It is not, right? If we don't know what rules, they're on the board. Angle, angle, angle is not a rule. So not congruent. In fact, your quiz tomorrow has 20 questions. In theory, there should be 4 of each, right? Because you guys have 4 rules plus a non-congruent. So you got 5 choices. So in theory, there should be 4 of each. I'm not going to do it 4 of each. You could have many of one and a few of another. They're not evenly distributed. As a matter of fact, I get you right now. One thing that I sometimes do, my quizzes are not multiple choice, but sometimes just to check that you know what you're doing, if I do multiple choice, I will do like 7 or 8 questions of the same letter. Like 7 A's, just to throw you off, to see if you know what you're doing, because I know if you get the same letter over and over and over and over, you guys think it's wrong, and then you guys change your answer. That's what I do with multiple choice. Sometimes I do the same letter straight, just to throw you off, just to see if you know what you're doing. So the same thing here, I could do the same rule straight, just to see if you know what you're doing. So what? I could do like side, side, side. I could do all 20 questions side, 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 just to throw you off. I wouldn't do it, but I could. I wouldn't do it, but I think you won't. Great. Yeah. But I'll only write choices B with people. Sydney, you had a question. 11. All right, looking at number 11. There's 2 of something, either 2 sides or 2 angles. So I write 2 sides. Now my question to you, right? Each triangle has 2 sides. question to you is the angle between the sides?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Well, we're saying yes and no, so yes on one, but no on the other. So because they're not marked the same, right? They're marked differently.
Same.
So we're gonna say not congruent. Remember, they have to be marked the same way.
Can you do number
17. And Jose, you asked for 21. 21. Let's do 17 just because it's closer. Alright, looking at number 17, I can mark those angles because of vertical angle theorem. I have two angles or two sides? Two angles. Is the side between the angles? No. So I'm not going to put it in between. Angle, side. And then lastly, Jose, you said 21?
Yeah.
We can mark that angle. Now, my question to you, each triangle, does it have two angles or two sides? Two angles. Is the side between the angles? It is not. So like that. If you have any left, I don't know how many. I know I did a bunch. If you have any left, you can finish those on your own. Let me take roll really quick.